Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm going to be doing a review. I've been reading some Christmassy books, and the first book that I have completed that is Christmassy is Winter Magic, and this is a selection of short stories. It's been compiled and curated by Abby Elphinstone, who has written numerous middle grade books, but I haven't read any of her books before. But there was a large array of authors. This cover was beautiful. Myself, Lauren and Mercedes were reading this together, a short story a day. I think carried on with this a lot quicker than the others. I know they're really busy, so I'm looking forward to hearing their thoughts as they go through to see if they coincide with mine. So as I say, there is a selection of stories in here, and what I didn't realise until I saw the first couple of stories are actually set in worlds where these authors already write. So there is a short story in here by Amy Alwood, and this is a short story from the world of the Potion Diaries. So if you've read the Potion Diaries, you will probably know the characters in this much better than I did, because I haven't, and so perhaps I missed a little bit in that story. There is also a story which is set in the world of the other Alice, and that's by Michelle Harrison, and there was a couple like that, which was fine because I felt like they could be read on their own, but they did feel like there was something lacking from not having the backstory that I think perhaps if you knew the world and you knew the backstory, I think you probably get more out of those stories. So what I did as I went through was I made a note in the contents pages, which lists the stories, of what rating I gave each of the stories. So I'll very briefly tell you. Emma Carroll's The Night at the Frost Fair, I only gave 2. The Cold-Hearted by Geraldine McCrogan, I gave 2. Casse Noisette by Catherine Woodfine, I gave 2. Snow by Michelle Morrigan, I gave 2. I gave 3 to The Voice in the Snow by Michelle Harrison. 3 to Someone Like the Snow Queen by Burley Doherty. 3 to Into the Mountain by Jamelia Gavin, and 3 to The Snow Dragon by Abby Elphinstone. So that left me with 1, 2, 3 4-star stories. So I think I'll just tell you a little bit about those short stories to give you an idea. So The Magic of Midwinter by Amy Alwood. This is set in the same universe or world as the Potion Diaries. I have read the first one of that, but it was such a long time ago, and if I'm honest, I can't remember. But I didn't feel that mattered too much here. I really enjoyed this. It was, at the beginning, the very first page is like an invitation to our main character to attend the solstice ball, and it's customary that the person you sort of pulled out for this secret Santa thing, you have to buy a present and a gift for that person. She's managed to pick the princess, so there's quite a lot of pressure. The princess happens to be one of her best friends, and so even more pressure, and she has decided that she needs some help, and so she has written to these sort of elves, I suppose, like in the North Pole, who are meant to be these mythical creatures who can help you out with like the perfect gift, and she wants to get the perfect gift. And then we just sort of go on this little bit of an adventure. Now I know that Mercedes has read this one and left messages, and I know for her this one, she had an issue with the fact that you had this sort of old style world, and then you had all these things like GPS and sat-nav that were included, and more modern technology, and she just felt that it didn't mesh so well. But I do seem to remember that the world of the Potion Diaries was similar in that way, although I could be wrong. So I really need to go back and read that one. But that didn't bother me at all, actually. I just really enjoyed the adventure side of it. I enjoyed the way the story moved forward and how it all clicked together. I thought the pacing was really good. So that one for me was a really good 4 stars. My next 4 stars was A Room with a Mountain View by Lauren St John. Again, I haven't read any Lauren St John, but this story is about a girl. She goes to a really expensive school. Her parents are quite pushy parents. She goes on a ski trip. She doesn't really want to go on this ski trip. She goes, the first day, the first sort of page, we find out she's fallen down the stairs of the boot hire shop and broken her leg. She's quite happy with this. She doesn't really want to be skiing. She's quite happy lying in bed reading her books. They've got her an amazing room to sort of suck up a bit because their parents offered the school quite a lot of money, and from this room she's got a view of the circus people that are setting up to do a show in the place where they're staying. She befriends someone that works on the grounds of the hotel, a young girl her age whose father works there, and they look into the circus, and there's a bit of a mystery involved, and it's just a really nice, fun story. Yeah, as short stories go, I thought it had a really good beginning, middle and end. I thought it wrapped up quite nice. It had that nice sort of smiley, feel-good feel. I struggle with short stories anyway, so for me this was a good 4-star short story, but that doesn't mean that had this been a full-length novel it would have got 4 stars, if that makes sense. I kind of judge short stories quite differently because I really struggled to like them in the first place. So I enjoyed it. It was a really good story, and it had a nice message at the end, which I think is quite important in like children's short stories. The final one that I read and enjoyed was The Wishing Book by Piers Torday, and I really enjoyed the idea behind this one, and I've got another Piers Torday book to read, a full-length book, which I'm really excited about now. This is basically about a girl. She lives with her father and her stepmother. Her stepmother is from quite a wealthy family. Her mother is like this fitness, like fizzy drink to lose weight queen who buys them all these expensive gifts that actually she doesn't really want for Christmas. You know, they buys a load of makeup and she's not really into that. And then her father's mum is much more of a sort of earth mother, earth grandmother. She rides her bike over, she sort of mixes her own things. She's, yeah, a bit more of a free spirit, and maybe not someone that the stepmother really likes. And one Christmas, the father's mother, the one that rides the bike and makes these things, turns up with a Christmas present for her, which is this book. She says you have to be careful with it, but anything you draw in it, it could help make some of your wishes come true, and we follow that. And I just really liked the message behind this and how it worked. It was very fast paced, but it's a short story. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun and interesting, and I liked how it ended, so that was a 4-star. So anyway, I added up all of the ratings that I gave the individual short stories, and I divided it by the number of short stories to get my average, and it was about 3 stars average. So I have given this book 3 stars. I wish it had been higher. I wish there had been some stronger stories for me. Had this been in the hands of a middle grader, perhaps it would be different. You know, maybe I missed as an older person some of the things that were meant to come out of that. But they were certainly enjoyable, and being short stories, you got through them quite quickly. And in fact, I would say that I probably enjoyed this collection more than I've enjoyed a lot of adult short story collections. I've only ever had one short story collection which I have thought was 5 stars, and I think that was Sweet Home by Caris Bray. I loved that. So I have yet to discover one that's really pushed me over the edge into loving. I've got one that I'm going to try soon, and I will come back to you. But yeah, it was a bit of a shame. The inside didn't quite match the beautiful cover, but it has made me more excited to read Piers Torday. It's made me want to go back and read the Potion Diaries, so there's some positives there. Let me know if you've read this, and if any of these authors are ones that you love. And yeah, I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.